you already know how to make a horizontal list. So this featured product will be horizontally scrollable like our categories, like this. So we already know how to make it. So which we already did. We can simply copy this code and reuse it for the featured product as well. But before that, I will clean my code a little bit more. This category section right here, I will take it as a separate widget, extract widget, home categories. And then cart this class to a separate file. Import material, import the SBC picture plugin. Also here, import the new file that we have just created, and it is much more cleaner now. Similarly, you can also take the source field to a separate file, make it a separate widget if you like. So if you noticed, when you created this home categories class, right, we made a separate widget for it. It is taking a list as a constructor. Now, when you created the widget, it automatically created this class and the constructor variable and made it required. And this we are passing from here, right? We don't have to pass it from here. We can simply cut it and paste it in this build. We don't need these variables and take the values from other file. Hit save and everything should work fine. Okay, now let us work on this. So like I said, we already know how to make a horizontal list, which we did in home categories. So let us go to that file and simply copy this. In item count, for now, I will use maybe 6. There won't be any SVG. It will be just simple image. So I can delete it. For now, let me just use a basic, just a dummy icon. After the image, there will be 2 text. One is title, another is the price, and then there will be more text, which is in a row, okay, and an icon. So for the image, we have taken an icon as a dummy data for now. In the text, we can add the categories that we have, the category name, also the height will need to be increased because this is a bigger section, right, than our categories. So for now, I will just give it 200. We can always adjust it later. If I hit save, it works, but it is showing an error that the bottom side is overflowed. Why is that? Because we didn't say to Flutter that this page will be scrollable, right? So that's why it automatically thought that this is a fixed height page. So we have to say this is scrollable. How can I do that? We have to go here, and on top of the container, we can wrap it with another widget, and that widget name is single child scroll view. If I hit save, now the error is gone. Now our featured product, it is showing. So instead of this icon, we will use image. So we already know how to use an image, but we know how to use the image from our assets, right? But we don't know how to use it from server. We never saw that. So let us do that this time, because when you are fetching the products, you won't load the image from the assets, you will load the image from the server. So that means the link will be provided to you. So we can use the image like this, image.network. And right here, I can give the image link. Now I will go to pixabay.com and have some dummy image. Or I can go to unsplash.com because they really provide some good product images. So I will search for product, and as you can see, there are many nice images that we can use. Let us pick this one, click on it, and then right click on it, copy image address, and paste the image address right here. Now, if I hit save, it is taking a lot of height. In that case, we have to give it a fixed height, and we can do that in image.network. We can say the height is, let's see, maybe 80. Now it is looking better. Also, we have to provide the width of each element that we have right here. Otherwise, what will happen if we have a long title? If we have a long title like this, it will push the item to right side. We don't want that. What do we want? If we have long title, it should break down. It should break down and come to the bottom like this. So we have to give it a fixed width as well, just like the height. So we have given a fixed height to the image. Let us give it a fixed width to our product container, maybe 120. Okay, now it is looking promising. Let me remove this. Let me increase the width a little more. Great. Now let us style this title. Make it bold. Actually, it's not that bold. In that case, what we can do instead of using font weight.bold, we can give it something like W600. So if you don't know what W600 or 800 or 400 is, it is just the weight of font. So instead of using font weight.bold, if I use 600, it will be a little lighter. Okay. Now, under this title right here, we have the price. Let me put some spacing. Change the color. We have that right here. Change the font size to something smaller. And then we'll make it left aligned, just like our design. Yeah. To make it left aligned, we can say in our container that the cross-axis alignment should be cross-axis alignment dot start. Okay. Now, if you notice, the product image is a lot bigger than we actually made. So we can increase the height to something like 90 or maybe 100. But if you notice, I am increasing the height, but the image height is not increasing. And that is because I have to specify the fit type. So I can say fit box fit dot fit height, or I can even say box fit dot cover. So it will cover both the height and the width it gets. Great. So the next thing we have is the rating and this. So right under this, we can take a row because the text are in rows, right? So we can take a row. Before that, let us take some spacing. And then the texts. We don't need this color. We have to decrease the font size because this is really small. So I will put something like 10 maybe. Ten looks really, really small. So maybe 20. And then we have another text in this row that is the review count. If I hit save, I can see it, but they're really close to each other. So to put some spacing, we can use sized box. And so far we have used height in sized box, but if I use height right now, it won't work because we are inside a row. And when we are in a row, things are on the side, not on the bottom or top. So to push the element on the sides, we have to use width. Let me use 10. And now we can see some spacing right here. Also, if you noticed, the featured product section is too close to the buttons right here. So maybe we can put some sized box right here. So to do that, let me go out of this container, and this is the column. This is the parent column for all the elements we are taking. So we can put a sized box at the very end and give it a height maybe 30. If I do that, now I can scroll down a bit more and there are enough spacing. Great. Okay. There is a star right here. Okay. So we can use an icon for that. So right before this, we have a star. And if I take a star icon start star, we also have to specify the height of the star right now because we have limited space in each element. So it is taking a lot of spacing right now. So we can say size, make it really small. Or maybe a bit bigger. Okay. Also, we need some spacing between the star and the text. So I will use a sized box. And since this is a row, I will have to use width inside the sized box. Hit save. And now it looks nice. Okay. So between the price and this section, I think I will take a little more spacing. So instead of 4, I will use maybe 6. Okay, nice. Also, I will make this the price bit bold because right now it is not really focused. I also noticed that in the design it is a bit bold. So let us do that. Font weight bold. Okay. Now, still, I think our design doesn't quite look like the design that is done in Figma. And that is because the colors that is used on these texts is not black. If you select the text and see the color, this is not a black color. This is more like a bluish color, right? So you can go ahead and put the exact color that is in Figma. I believe you can do this, so I won't have to show you. For now, I will just stick with the black colors that we have right now. Okay. Now we have another icon right here, right? Let us do that. Now this is, we can take an icon and then make it clickable. And, when the user clicks on it, we can show a pop-up. Flutter already provides us that pop-up feature. So we can simply use that. Simply search for flutter pop-up or pop-up button flutter. Go to the official site, and they have given us the sample code right here. This is the pop-up button codes that we can reuse. We don't have to write it from scratch. So if I copy it and paste it right here, we have to remove this because we are not really using those classes. We can remove this. It says invalid const value, so remove the const from this parent. Also, this sample item that you are showing right now, it is a class, I believe, but we are not going to use it, so we don't have that class created. That's why it is showing an error. We will have only one child and the user clicks on the pop-up button. For the value, you can have anything. For the child, item 1 seems okay. If I hit save, it is taking too much space. Can we make the icon smaller, let's say? Let's see if we can use our own icon. Yes, we can. So what I did right here, Flutter was by default providing us an icon, this icon right here, but it was big, really big. So what I want to use a smaller icon, and for that I created my own custom icon. Flutter lets us do that inside the child element in the pop-up menu button. So I took a custom icon and made the size really small. So we're not going to use this AC unit icon. I believe this icon is called more vertical. Let's search for it and see if we have something like that. More vert. I believe this is the icon that we are looking for. Hit save, and we have the icon, but it is really small. So increase the size. But if we increase the size to 15, we don't really have enough spacing. Maybe decrease it even more. And what we can do, I think we can simply increase the width of our element, each element. In that case, we will have more spacing. We will have more space right here, and we will be able to increase the icon size. So right now the width is 150, maybe increase it to 170. And then we can increase the icon size. if I delete this, let's see by default what Flutter gives us. Okay, it is still really big, so we will use custom like we did. So instead of 19, maybe 23. Yeah, that looks more like it. If I click on this icon, an item pop-up shows. How this is happening. In this item builder, we have taken a pop-up menu item, and the item name is item 1. Similarly, you can have more menu, and you can call it anything you like. Now, the value part isn't important. You can remove this. I can call it item 2. So when I click on this pop-up menu button, it will show me these two menu, item 1 and item 2. Okay, it is working. So also we forgot to change the color of the star. Let us do that. Colors.yolo. Oops, sorry about that. I changed the color of the vertical icon. The yellow color seems really hard to see, so we can use a deep yellow. How can we do that? So right here we can give it the color weight as well. So it is giving us error saying invalid constant value. Remove the const, hit save. Now that looks way better. Now, if you noticed, the icon, this icon right here is at the end, right? At the end, but what we did here is not at the end. It is right after this text. So how can we do that? One way to do that is using expanded. This text, and this star, we can put them in a row and wrap that row in expanded. So it will take as much space as it can. So which will push this icon to the right side. Let us see and do that right now. So we have this row. Inside this row, we have the star icon, the text, we have the pop-up menu button. Let us cut this pop-up menu button and put it outside this row. This row is for the texts. So we will need another row, because the way we are thinking right now is that this is a section and this is another section. These three things is one section and this is another section. So this row we have to put it inside another row. So this is the text sections, and after that we will have the pop-up menus, and this row we will use expanded. So it will take as much space that is available. If I hit save, it pushes the icon to the right side and takes as much space as it can.